morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't it a great day today? The Bombers beat the Riders. Game 2 of the preseason, which is our last of the preseason. Next game we got will be of the regular season. It'll be the one that counts, you know what I mean? It'll be finally a game that really has some true meaning to it. So, sadly, I was not able to record my live reactions for this one. I wasn't watching the game here. I was at a friend's place and whatever, so I was just trying to respect that. But however, I do have all my notes from the game, and let's get right into it. This was a bit of an eventful game. I expected that the Riders were actually going to win this one, being on home field. I expected that they were maybe going to play a little bit more of their starters. They didn't. I expected maybe a few more, though, than what they ended up doing. Maybe just to give a little, to ensure a win on the home crowd. But they didn't do that, and I completely understand why, not really worth risking guys in terms of injuries. I knew Fajardo wasn't touching the field, I'll tell you that for sure. Just as we knew that Zach Collaros wasn't touching the field for us. But getting into that pregame, Bailey is in. So Rasheed Bailey being the main receiver that was on the field tonight, part of the normal roster. And the two quarterbacks we were going to run with, again, were Drew Brown and Prukop. And then Augustine was pulled out of the lineup. I think they were just very impressed with what they saw last time. Didn't need to see more. No sense risking him for this game. Because I think it'll be pretty even between Johnny Augustine and Brady Oliveira come this season. And I think it'll be a very nice dynamic between the two. They're two very different types of running backs. Legio would do a lot of the kicking, not just the punting this game, including kicking a few converts, as well as a field goal. So it was nice to see them, experimenting with him at kicking as well. Because we know we can punt, we can keep him there, but the kicking department is really where we've struggled, so we need someone who can be consistent. And if we can get him going consistently, then that's generally a good thing. So it's good to give some shots there. But anyways, first quarter. So it would go back and forth quite a bit here. It was a pretty uneventful first half, to be completely honest. But I want to take a little bit of time to talk about Liam Dobson. I talked about him a little bit last time, but Liam Dobson is really going to be a force to be reckoned with. I expect him to be here 1, maybe 2 years, kind of like a Desjardins situation, where we got him for a bit of time, use him while we can. Because the thing that's key about this guy is that he's not just a big guy. He's a big guy with some speed. He really explodes off the line. And he already has made contact with the guy in the chest protector before he's really had a chance to really move. And he gets that extra step. He's low, and he drives, straight. He drives straight. He does exactly what he should do. And he's not pushing guys. He is throwing guys. I can seriously see him being a very, very nice addition to this offensive line, and I want to see him playing some games in the regular season, and I'm excited to see how he does against that level of competition. I think that'll be a good challenge for him. And overall, so I'm excited for that. Drew Brown looks fine. I mean, he doesn't look outstanding like he did the last game. However, he still looks, good, exactly what we need. But yeah, pretty uneventful first quarter. Second quarter would be more of the same. However, Legio would get a field goal, which would make this 3-0 Bombers. It would go back and forth quite a bit more. It was a bit of a showing of defense for these two, just in the sense of really the lack of scoring we're seeing. But overall, it was not bad. But it was a bit slow in general. So that's basically kind of the first half in a nutshell. So going into the second half, into the third quarter, this is where the game really starts to pick up speed a little bit. There would be a rouge, and the Bombers would get an extra point there. It would be 4-0 Bombers. It would be a solid defensive stop. I really liked the defensive play of the Bombers at this point and what they were able to do against that Saskatchewan Roughrider offense. However, the Riders' offense would start clicking come fourth quarter. Drew Brown would rush for a touchdown. Mortada would follow with the convert. It was nice to see him hit the convert and not miss. However, like I said, I would rather experiment more with Legio, as Mortada has kind of proven that he's unreliable. But who knows, if we see him here and there and he hits the kick, maybe we start to give him more field time. But I think we should be really a little hesitant for that. But yeah, that's pretty much the third quarter there. fourth quarter action. This is where the game really gets nuts. There is a lot. I have a lot of notes for the fourth quarter here. And this is when the Riders' offense really starts to get rolling. This is when the game gets on, so it's important to see how the Bombers are going to respond to all that. So Henry Nell of the Riders would hit a 46-yard field goal attempt, and it is good. 11-3 Bombers. So very nice field goal from Henry Nell. So I think with a field goal that impressive, the Riders are definitely going to be looking towards him to seeing, you know, what we could see from him come regular season. Just because, I mean, a 46-yard field goal, that's quite good. Especially in the CFL where, you know, sometimes it's hard to find a guy that can kick converts, apparently. So 46-yard field goal is nothing to frown about. There's nothing to go down about that. That's, you know, it's impressive. It's kind of funny how what we refer to as impressive for field goals as opposed to the NFL where that's, you know, a bit more normal. But yeah, at this point, Kopped would go in, and Kopped's got a lot to prove. I mean, he had not a really good, he had a pretty poor, he had poor play in this last game, and boy, oh boy, does he make it up for this game. Kopped really starts to show his, you know, what he can bring to the table. I'd heard good things about him. I'm glad we finally got to see it in this game as he would complete a touchdown pass to Fillior for a 78-yard touchdown. So there we go. That's what we need. This is what we need. And so I'm glad to be seeing that they're able to make these big plays, because if heaven forbid something happens to Collaros, if we can have a guy that can step up, that's good to hear. And it's also good to see that, you know, if the Bombers get in a similar situation like they were last year, where they've really done what they needed to do in the regular season, and there's about 2 or 3 games left, and they don't need to be playing Collaros, it's nice to be able to pull them out and have someone at least somewhat reliable in that spot so we can still play decent in those few games remaining in the regular season to ensure the safety of Zach Collaros. But yeah, Leggio would hit the convert on this one and make this game 18-3 for the Bombers. This is when the Riders would finally get going, like I said, and they would now strike with Mason Fine with a touchdown pass to then make this game 18-10. I forgot to say Nell hits the convert on this one, so same guy kicking field goals and converts for them. 18-10 Bombers. Riders continue the pressure, and it appears as if there was a quarterback change. Riders just kind of rolling through guys, seeing who's going to work and who won't. I mean, this is their first game of the preseason, so I think they're trying to kind of get a feel for what they have to see then maybe who they can test even further come their second game of the preseason. And Jake Dolegala, I think that's how you say it. I probably messed it up. Pass to Aristilde Jr. for the touchdown. I probably butchered that name. My apologies, Rider fans. Maybe. But yeah, so they would the Riders would actually go for a 2-point convert here as they wanted to tie the score at 18. However, they would fail, making this a 18-16 game for the Bombers. As I mean, a 1-point convert does them no good, so why not go for 2? Kopped would continue striking again back to Tavares Harrison for the touchdown. Leggio hits the convert, 25-16 Bombers. So the Bombers come up victorious, first of 2022 in the preseason against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And boy, does it feel good, even though it's a nothing game. Let's be real here. But it always brings pleasure to my heart beating our brothers in Saskatchewan. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game. Make sure you guys check out my weekly preview and review that's now over on CFL Central. Link to that will be in the description below. And also check that out for league-wide coverage. We have player interviews on there, along with yours truly, Johnny Augustine of your Winnipeg Blue Bombers on there, as well as an interview with Wayne Smith, as well as Bombers legend Chris Walby. The same one that was posted on here was just re-uploaded on there. But we're going to be having more coming out sometime this season. I'm excited for all the content we have coming out there. If you're a CFL fan, give it a follow or give it a subscribe. Drop a like on some of the videos. Check them out because I ensure you will like at least some of the content you see. So that's all I got for today, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you drop a subscribe and a like if you haven't. Go Bombers, go. And I'll see you guys next time.